Alright, welcome everyone. So yesterday we got the gameplay trailer for Season 8 of Apex Legends, and one of the things that we got to see was the new map changes for Kings Canyon. Right now I'm going to go through all the changes, what was the intended goals for these changes, and have a closer look at all the POIs and changeovers of Kings Canyon. So right here you can see that this screenshot here, it is labeled as identifying the goals for Kings Canyon. When revisiting Kings Canyon, we wanted to tell a story that would extend over the course of the season while expanding the size of the map overall and introducing new rotation throughout, meaning that they managed to host new POIs in areas of the map that was never playable. To achieve this, we discussed what we wanted to resolve in Season 8 of Mayhem, more attractive drop points in the northwest part of the map, improved rotation on our northern locations such as runoff, artillery, containment, and the pit, easing up third parties by adding an entirely new section on the map that never existed before, thus giving more options of the intentional drop, and thinning out densely packed smaller POIs to give more breathing room and reduce combat choke points. A new map mechanic that can create on-the-fly high ground to gain a power position, and they've also added these new armories scattered around the map to help you gear up quickly. First we had Crash Site. This is basically the same salvo ship that was roaming around Kings Canyon, and when the destruction has happened, the ship ended up crashing into where Cage used to be. A quick word from what they say is that this is the resting spot which opened up a large and also previously unplayable portion on the map. You also see in these screenshots here where artillery and where the tunnel that leads up to artillery used to be. They've opened new areas in the back portion of the map. If you see in the screenshots the before and after, this is where the map, this will be the end of the map. Now you're seeing these blown up tunnels that extend the length of the map and how much you could go into, open up to a new area that you could explore and fight. Next we have Spotted Lakes. This is where Slums Lake used to be. They said basically the change here was made because when you see in the old screenshots of Slum Lakes, it had all these contaminated waters. However, it's an old unknown place, and since the crash site ended up making it worse, they end up having to rebuild this place into a much more organized place to help with the contamination. And you can really see that this is a very large POI, much more bigger, much more space to fight. It's not so condensed with all those tiny houses. You can also see a preview of inside the building, how inside looks, and just taking in this screenshot alone, you can see how nice and vibrant this area looks. It really brings back the colors of what Kings Canyon used to be. By the way, the old Kings Canyon's colors is back. No longer we had those faded out colors that we got in Season 5. A lot of people were upset that that's what we got for Kings Canyon, and now they listen, we're getting back the old colors and the map just looks so much vibrant now. They hope they do the same thing for World's Edge. There's a next portion of the map that is called Uncovered Bones. One of the drawbacks of Slum Lakes was the difficulty of rotating to and from this POI. So in changing up the area, we also look at making it easier to access runoff and airbase when rotating out of that area basically. I guess what this means, like, they end up cutting off a huge chunk of the mountain, and with that huge chunk end up being destroyed, and end up uncovering these bones. There's probably a Leviathan that was buried underneath. They also have these observation towers that can be found around the camp, which is probably most likely the Spotted Lakes. They have these towers around which you can use. They start at low ground and have a button to press which will elevate the tower straight up, giving you a high vantage point. But you have to be careful when you do activate these towers. It do make a noise to let the entire area know that you are in these towers, you are going up. Similar to like how the draw bridges and crossing works in World's Edge, it will have that same effect. A new introduction of looting is these explosive holes. When the ship end up crashing down, several mobile armories will end up scattering around the map, and all these armories drop a lot of loot, weapons, ammo, attachments, and the way to access these armories is to have frag termite access, and you have to use it to blow up the door. And the last thing they end up highlighting was this building. You see this building? This building was freaking sweaty, I'm telling you. They end up getting rid of the building. One sweaty choke point was this farm area, this building here. Although small in structure, it has been called out as a frustrating spot to travel through and to fight in. Removing it allows the more breathing space between towns and one less hotspot for people to ambush from. Yeah, I never liked that building. I just never liked that building. One thing to point out is the bunkers that we got from Season 5 all end up being all caved up. That means you'll no longer be able to use them and get the special gold guns, but hopefully they did say the explosive holes will be enough, get some good loot out of it, so hopefully that is a good alternative. And for that is all of the map changes we know for sure that is coming for Kings Canyon. If you enjoyed the video and really hyped for Season 8, comment, like the video if you enjoy, and subscribe for more Apex Legends content. I hope you all are doing great, keeping it 100, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.